Now, we'll start with the big one in Bismarck. BHS and Century scheduled for 7 o'clock Saturday at the Bismarck Community Bowl. Century comes into the game with a record of 3-3, and we asked their head coach Ron Wingenbach what kind of problems he expects Bismarck to pose for his team this weekend.
Well, I think it's their rushing game, and then, of course, they mix that in so well with play-action pass, but, everything is predicated off of the run. Defensively, they're going to fly around, and I think the one thing that as I watch them on film this year, they're very athletic, numbers 1 through 11, and I think that creates havoc anytime you're a team that likes to throw the ball, and we're probably close to a 50-50 pass run, and I think the one thing that we're going to have to do is make sure that we secure the ball and not give them any extra opportunities. Well, I think if you look back at our last probably six quarters, we've played pretty well, and I think our goal is, since we lost our starting quarterback, was to just try to get our rhythm back with the new guy behind there and try to identify exactly what we're doing offensively. And I think, for the most part, we're getting better every week, and I think as we head into the playoffs, that's our ultimate goal. Oh yeah, this is a big rivalry game. It has been for many years, and I think the one thing that this game does, it certainly brings out the best in everybody, and when we're done, we shake hands and move on for the rest of the year. And I think since it's one of the later games this year, we're only one game away thereafter of completing the regular season, so it will probably have ramifications as far as the playoff picture is concerned as well. Well, he's just a heck of an athlete. I think that's probably the best way to describe him. We ask him to do an awful lot, and some people might say he's a fullback, tailback, hybrid playing quarterback. And I think the one thing that he gives us, too, is, that he's a physical young man in the backfield and has the capability to throw the ball and throw it deep, and he's got enough touch to lay it in on the fade patterns and things like that. So, he's kind of a guy where, the opposing defense, they really got to be scratching their heads a little bit exactly what we're going to do in terms of offensively, whether we're going to throw, run, whatever, with him behind there.
On the other side, Bismarck has been playing very well. The Demons have outscored their opponents by an average of 53-13. That's only through 6 games. But Mark Gibson knows Century, which has battled a lot of injuries this season, is a team you can never take lightly.
I think there's not many teams that can have a caliber of quarterback like Dalton Feeney go down, and probably a guy that's equal as good as any quarterback in the league step in for him. Kraft is... we had our hands full with him last year in the semis, and the one thing about him, he's a hard-nosed, tough kid, and it's not going to just take 1 or 2 guys to tackle him. We're going to have to be very aware where he's at, and the one thing that he's added to his ability is his ability to throw the football. He's starting to get his timing down the receivers. They've got some great athletes on the perimeter, and I think. Everybody's looking at records. You can throw records out in this game because the bottom line is whoever wins this is basically the 1 seed in the West. We're certainly not going to listen to people and what they're talking about. And I hope our kids play hard and we come ready to play, because if we don't, we're going to get beat. Well, I think, a big thing is, we've got some senior leadership on that side of the football, and it all starts kind of around our quarterback, Hayden Gibson, he's put a lot of time into it in the off season, and he knows the offense pretty darn well, and he's learned to relax a little bit and read the coverages and read what the defense doing. And as a matter of fact, first time ever, and I don't know how many years of coaching, but I let him just call the offense when we went up to Williston, and he scored. I think they scored out of 13 snaps. We scored 6 touchdowns. So of course, my coaches are wondering why we don't do that every week. But I just know that there's kind of a calm, cool collective on that side of the football, and I think the one thing is our guys. Jackson Ford's really come on and had an outstanding season for us, and we knew he was going to be a pretty good player for us, but we didn't we didn't think to this extent. And the one thing he also does is very well is catch the football in the backfield, which is also a huge asset for us. Well, I think we're not very big, and that certainly was a concern. But the one thing our kids do is we play hard, and that's that's kind of one of the things we preach around here is we don't really look at the scoreboards, we look at the clock. We just want to, when we cross the white line, we want you to play hard, and I don't want I don't want excuses to be why you didn't do something, and everything takes care of itself. I feel if you're going to have 11 guys playing 100% each time. And we've always said, if you're going to make a mistake, do it 100 miles an hour. And, I think you can say that about our defense, too, because early on we hadn't figured out that aspect, and we're starting to figure that out a little bit now.
Well, both coaches respect the other coaches, and this has been a traditional game for many years. Mm-hmm. But what I look at when I see these two teams face off is a couple really good quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. Chris Kraft for Bismarck Century has done an outstanding job. Started the year out mostly playing defense and a little bit of fullback. Now he's a full-fledged quarterback, and that's a guy that Mark Gibson, I know, is worried about stopping. And on the other side, I think Hayden Gibson has played just as well as any quarterback in the state. It's rare that you have a quarterback that you can trust so much that he can actually call his own plays. I mean, Mark Gibson said he let Hayden call his own plays for the first time in his coaching career last week against Williston, 2 weeks ago against Williston. So that's a great combination there. So the quarterbacks in this game are going to be outstanding.
Yeah, and hopefully that lends to a good football game, because that's what everybody wants to see when these two teams
will be.
go head-to-head.